Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Marianne and I am preparing here now to do a new moon reading in the sign of Leo. Happening around the 4th of August 2024. So this is Leo season. Can you feel the heat out there, Leo? I get standstill and soul retrieval. Well, like these two cards are kind of not exactly what I would think for Leo, you know, like looks like meditation, but then there's this fire around you or something like that here, right? Like feeling that you're surrounded by something quite immense. Again, actually this could feel a bit like someone in the heat of something. The heat can be, and feeling like standstill is that maybe you don't have to do anything, that the fire is already there. So this could talk about maybe you are a famous person and you know the fire is already there, the fame is already there. Maybe you feel a standstill because of some kind of fire. Fire can be aggression. Maybe you're surrounded by something that feels very overwhelming and you can't move. Or again with the soul retrieval, that perhaps it's like again we see like the butterfly is exiting their cocoon here, right? So there could be a transformation going on from a cocoon state that has been quite standstill perhaps into something that can fly. Like maybe the standstill here is just, you know, the quiet before something else. The quiet before something else, that there's a standstill, or you are, you know, like you are embarking on something and you know that when you do this, something is going to happen. I guess that for some, in some countries, school is starting again. You know, the children go back to, so from a standstill of maybe sunny vacation, you know, you are now going back to school. So there is this, a little void, maybe, like a weekend, and you're watching or you're looking at it, right? You're preparing for, I get something like someone who is, something about school starting, education starting, getting in the ringer, you know, like, but there's this pause just before you do it. You have applied for military, right? And you're preparing for it because you know when you're in there, the heat is there, right? You know that you will be in the heat of something. That if you make this jump or if you do this, when you do this, you cannot go back, right? It's like when you jump in, you're in it, right? You will be seen. Maybe, you know, there could be some kind of exposure, a still stand before an exposure perhaps to something that could be potentially quite fiery. Maybe there is this little quiet before some kind of big action. Someone getting a Leo is about leadership, spotlight, standing in the spotlight, making decisions, delegating, and so on. And being the one that also, can receive the criticism of the leadership. It is the seen leader. It is the one that you can blame, right? So the still stand can be this. And with the soul retrieval, it's almost like you're waiting for something to return, or you're waiting for something to come in, waiting to retrieve, preparing, I feel like, preparing for a still stand to be over, or it's about to be over, and there's about to be work done. And perhaps retrieving the necessary papers or something like that to fly. It could be something like preparing, and the retrieval can talk about you are getting a visa so that you can actually, from the still stand, you can now make the journey. So put it into your situation, whatever that might be for you. But that could have been also like, it could be the other way around, like someone has been in the fire, in the midst of the explosion, and unable to move. And the soul retrieval could talk about that something comes and grabs you and drags you out of the problem. So take that how it resonates, right, for you. Well, Leo, as I said, it's about spotlight, it's about fame. Another jumper here. Jaguar reversed. Well, Jaguar, I always see this Jaguar as like this grumpy, kind of frustrated Jaguar that sits and waits here. They are waiting for someone to come and play with them. They have this ball, but there's no playmate around. And playing alone is not as fun. We could also see this a bit like an egg, and he's hoping that it's hatching, but he's been waiting there for a long time now. Nothing is happening. Maybe you're the fire that is around someone who is in still stand, that someone is in still stand, not moving, and you're the one who circles around them, waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to be done or something to activate. So we have a dynamic, I feel like, of active and very passive. Someone could be in a soul retrieval mode, being very passive in meditation, and someone could be circling around them, waiting, like, come on now, let's get something done, right? A bit impatient perhaps here. Maybe you have a partner or a child or something like that, and it's just dragged, like time is dragged out, nothing is happening. Okay, yeah, let's get this out there. I feel like I turned them. Time Master, interesting. Time Master, yeah, Time Master is about well, I want one more card on this one. I look at the bottom of the deck for this one. Again, I get soul retrieval here. Yeah, someone is, and the next card there is still stand. There's definitely something about the bottom of the deck tells me something about almost like a past energy, that something has been going on for a while in the soul retrieval area here. And maybe with a sense of a standstill, either you or perhaps experience this impatient around someone, or you are this person who is working or has been working with a soul retrieval energy, trying to gather some kind of puzzle, putting it back together. So either you are the one around or you are the one in it, right? And Time Master can tell us something about patience. It's about you can't force the healing of someone. If someone is in a process of preparing or retrieving or putting their puzzle back together, healing from some kind of event, you can't force it necessarily. So Time Master is, and with the new moon in Leo, I feel like Leo is growing up. Like this is a lesson for Leo to be more impatient or more patient, to be more. It's a mature Leo, right? That can accept that something is in stillstand, or has been in stillstand, perhaps still is in stillstand to a certain point, because what they are doing is important to them, right? They need to put this puzzle back together. They need to mature, to get out of the cocoon, to be ready to fly. It's still here, right? It hasn't flown yet. It's still here. The Time Master, because this can be, the Time Master moves is, I want to say, it's called the Time Master, but actually the Time Master doesn't even work with time. Like the time concept is a human invention. It's because it makes sense in our brain that we need a linear narrative. But the Time Master doesn't actually work with time in that way. Time can be so many other ways. And Time Master can take you back in time for soul retrieval, or for memories, or to maybe, you could say, deal with stuff from the past. It could be futuristic. Time Master doesn't, he is not limited to a linear time thinking. He can move in all directions. From the beginning of time, or from the beginning of Earth existence, from the beginning of life to the end of life. Like there is no limit to a Time Master. So when this card comes out, it's a big card. Like it can be interpreted in so many ways. And that's why I wanted another one. And when this card comes out and this one right after, right, that this was the next card, it definitely again highlights that these two cards are very important for I probably should take this one out as well. And sometimes if you are the Time Master, or you are in Time Master energy, you can be the one who is going through this. The fire around you here could be the confrontation of a trauma, right? And you sit in it, you sit with it. You're preparing, you're trying to retrieve whatever knowledge you can from this, to heal from it. But this cannot be, it cannot be forced, and it will take the time it takes. And this is, I feel like for a Leo, if you are a Leo, or, well, most of us have Leo somewhere in our chart. It probably will tell you something about a new potential that you have with this new moon. You have an option to look at something from a new point of view. Like you could, whatever this is, which could be an energy that, again, I say this could, at the bottom of the deck is usually for me a past. It could be recent. It could be something that you have been going through for a few years, or it could be something that you've been looking for some kind of answer. perhaps in this still stand, not able to move. It's like there's this puzzle piece missing, the key to something you don't know, you don't remember, or something like that. And you have been in this process of trying to figure this out. Maybe you are not even, maybe you feel like you're still in the still stand, but actually you have gotten out. You are this butterfly. Maybe you don't know you are a butterfly yet. Like maybe you're not sure whether you've done it, right? The Time Master it's a big card to interpret because it can go in so many different ways for me. The Time Master laughs at time. Like the time concept is out, it doesn't matter. Like he can laugh at it because he himself is immortal, you could say, or he has no beginning and end. He's watching the things that are seemingly having a beginning and end. He's watching them, but he himself has no end. Like he's beside it. He can just watch it, observe it, and laugh at it, because to him it's not really maybe there's something you've realized that you have been involved in for a long time, right? Again, as I said, you could have been in a relationship with something that just doesn't move, that keeps this, it stays the same, and you can be attached to it and wait for it and so on. But if you walk away from it, well, it will hatch if it wants to. Maybe it will never hatch. Maybe it will not hatch in your lifetime. Maybe it will never get out. Maybe this soul retrieval is not even in this life. And you can wait for it and search for it and everything. And you can become grumpy and frustrated about it. But it will show itself. To force something is usually not helping. Like when you put force and pressure on something, it usually just stays locked in. Right? When there's more peace, when there's more acceptance, maybe it will open up and tell you. Maybe it will show itself. But it needs to be safe. Like the environment needs to be safe. So for something to hatch, if we talk about that, for something to reveal itself or speak the truth about something, you as the Time Master here need to accept time. You need to accept that it's maybe not going to happen. That it's not on your terms, perhaps. It's not something you can pressure. It's not something you cannot rule its choice of getting out of the cocoon. You cannot choose its rebirth. You cannot choose its transformation for it, right? Actually, the more pressure or fire you put around them, perhaps, they stay more still, They're not moving. They stay more passive. The more pressure you put on, the more passive it stays. When you relieve some of this, perhaps they will start moving. Perhaps they will fly. This could be someone, like from the cocoon and becoming the butterfly that flies off. We could talk about someone who is about like an adolescent, a young person who is about to move out from the child home. But there could be some kind of pressure here that makes them passive. They're not taking action. They're not doing anything. They're not applying for the visa. They're not applying for the job or the education. They stay passive. That the more force you put on them, the more they cannot move. Right? There's something about And that time is again, time master, maybe you need to go back in time and have a talk about something that happened once. Maybe you need to think about the future, right? The time master can go in either direction, up and down and back and forth, and there is no limitation to the idea of time. He is not in time himself. It's not a thing for him. It doesn't. We have usually a limited lifespan. Everything here on Earth has a limited lifespan. Some butterflies, they only live for 24 hours. You better get the best out of it then, right? Maybe that's maybe that's it. That someone could be, you could be thinking that they are missing out on life. That they sit there passively, they're missing out on life. They don't engage or something. That they should be more out there. They should be flirting, they should be engaging, they should be fall in love, they should, they should marry, they should have children, they should, get out there and get stuff, get it rolling, right? But they are not moving here. They still stand here, they still hold on to the cocoon. Maybe they would prefer to go back into the cocoon. A sense of immaturity or something, that they are not moving, that they are not ready, or the standstill can become worse when you pressure them. I have the orange here on the table as well, with the fire here. It's in the yellow candle for Leo, the fire energy. Fire energy usually loves activity. It loves to be active. It loves to get out there, to mingle, to networking. It loves to engage. It loves, but you could be dealing with something here that is maybe your opposite, that doesn't want this. Maybe they thrive in a quiet little place, and you don't get it. Again, like the jaguar, like you're looking at it and kind of, come on. But it doesn't want to move, perhaps because it's different than you. So let me have a look at the card here if there's something that stands out. Of course, this 8. The 8 kind of always tells me infinity. It's the 8th month. We have the 888 portal coming up in a few days. Which can be sometimes the Lion Gate portal, can sometimes be quite effective and special for certain people, for Leos in particular, I think. He's a bearded guy, this one. This can tell me something about, an elderly. Like there's a... Sometimes I think for humans there can be a sense of hurrying, right? That we have to get the best out of the young time we have. Because when we get elderly or older, we don't have the same energy, or we could have injuries, and there could be things that move slower for us. So it's important to get stuff done while you can, or get stuff done while you're young, right? Get stuff done while you're young and beautiful, get the kids when you're young, get the career you want when you're young, and so on. Build your palace, right? Get this moving before it's too late, like before you get too old, or before something. And there could be something. Yeah, I that's what I get. Something about impatience. You should be doing this now. Why are you not taking action on something? You should get out there and mingle. It's the time now to build that palace, to build your legacy, to build your to work on this job or this career or something. But something here seems like it's not moving, probably because it's not driven by the same energy. Leo energy is fire. This one could be driven. A butterfly could be air element. I saw him also with the feathers here, and we could be dealing with someone here who is airy. If you're dealing with an Aquarius here, which is the opposite of Leo, you could literally have an opposite in front of you. An opposite. And it means that they are driven by the opposite of Leo, for instance, right? So if you feel impatient about something, they could feel like all the things that you could want them to go out and be engaged in, they don't care about that. Like, they don't want to get involved. They don't care about it. It doesn't make sense to them. It's not a priority. When we're dealing with opposite energy, it's not that you can just perhaps negotiate it and then they will just follow along. Like if you're dealing with someone who sits like this, it's like they've made a standpoint, right? They kind of just they sit there and they're not moving because they don't care. Like, you can make all the fuss you want here. They're still standing. They just sit there. They're not listening. They're not impressed. It doesn't matter to them. They are utterly unaffected by what it is that you're saying to them. So all the advice, all the pressure perhaps, all the engaging, let's go to the beach. Let's go and have to the fun fair. Let's go out and be active. Let's go for a bike ride. Let's build on your career. Be social. Go out and party. It's summertime. Let's have this active, driven, masculine, fiery energy. Let's go and have fun. Let's go out and let's play at the beach. Let's go to the movie. We can go surfing, right? This is a good time to go surfing, and they are just not moving. Opposite energy is, and the point is that the more you put on this, the more examples you come with that you like, they probably don't. Like they probably just shake their head and say no to it. No. I just stay here. I don't want to go flying. I don't want to go surfing. I don't want to go out there. I don't want to play the things that you want to play. I don't want to engage in the things that you engage in. I don't like mountain climbing. I don't like surfing. I don't like skydiving. I don't like paragliding. I don't like, they're just saying no. They're either not ready with the time here, not mature enough, they're not, brave enough maybe. They're maybe not, that could be, usually Leo is very brave. Like it wants to test its muscles, it wants to go out there. But if you're dealing with an opposite energy, maybe they don't feel that. Like they don't have this urge to, prove themselves in that way. They don't have the urge to conquer anything. They don't have the urge of this constant succeeding or triumphing. It's not important to them. Something else is important to them. And maybe we need to figure out what that is. Why are they not moving, right? The more pressure we put on them, the more they stand still. So if we talk about that you are confronted with a time master here that is a bird or an air element, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. Aquarius is the opposite of Leo. It could be an Aquarius. I have this one as a flyer, goddess of the moon. Yeah, it's so interesting because Leo is sun energy and here we have moon energy, right? Maybe you're dealing with a goddess of the moon here. So it means that they are different, like they are the opposite, right? They're the opposite of the sun. Leo is the sun in tarot. Moon energy, we could have, moon is usually Cancer or Pisces energy. Doesn't have to be, to me it comes across as just opposite, right? It's opposite than the Leo. This could of course be a bit frustrating, right? That you have a friend, maybe it's a sibling, you know. Let's go and play. We could play football in the garden, and they're just no. I don't want to. I want to sit here and draw, right? Or I'd rather stay in. And you kind of just, but it's so sunny. It's warm. Let's go bathe. Let's go out there. Let's go have fun. Leo can be desire driven, right? There's so much to engage in. There's so much to have fun with. There's so much to compete about. There's so much to win. And they're just kind of no. So that's what I feel like. That's one of the energies here. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Healer of the ages. These are big energies, like Time Master and Healer of the Ages. Again, when I look at him, I get a kind of Jesus energy when I look at him. Again, the Healer of the Ages, this is a big energy. A big energy. This one is big to interpret. This one can be big to interpret. It's like it's so massive. Yeah. Do we have a big presence at the moment around this new moon that puts an emphasis on or is questioning our ways, is questioning us. Or is showing us something about maybe differences, something about a maturing, like an acceptance, right? That we are asked to accept something, asked to accept more than ourselves. So here at the bottom of the deck, I get walking away here. Maybe someone walked away, maybe you walked away. Maybe the new moon in Leo here is like an emphasis of maybe we should walk away from something that we can't change, or we can't, like, we can't put a pressure on it. We can't control it necessarily. We should let it be. It will fly when it flies. It will, again, walking away can be, as I said, there's something about like like an adolescent or someone moving out from home, that something is walking away here, could be leaving. Again, it's like the gate, like someone is leaving the gate here. The garden gate, they're saying goodbye. They're moving out, they get their own place. Something is walking away or not engaging, I want to say. It's saying no. It closes the gate, it says no. There's a standpoint in the walking away. I don't want to engage. No. I'm standing here. I have no and this is in the root position, so something happens on a very fundamental place about this new moon, I feel like. This guy, I said, like, he comes across as Jesus for me, right? A Jesus energy. Jesus for me has a very peaceful, very calm, very collected energy. He is, as I said, it's like you can make up a lot of fuss around him, but he's untouched by it. Like he doesn't waver, he never gets out of control. You can say anything to him. He will not lose his grip. He stays the same, He stays in his vibe. Like he is so his foundation is very big. Again, I get big here. Like these are big energies. When you have a very solid foundation, you don't waver in your beliefs because they are very well founded in you. They are very well shaped. They're very, very, it's solid concrete, You will not waver with your decisions. You will not get, nobody can really, shake you up. That's one of the things about Jesus, right? He stayed calm, no matter what accusation, no matter what people told him, no matter what sentence he was facing. He stayed the same. He didn't get angry. He didn't get, afraid. He trusted in God. He stayed the same. So this is someone very well founded. Like they're very well built or very well shaped from the root and up, That's why they stand like this. It's a big energy, and but if you have this foundation, that's also the reason why you can be the time master. Like these go together. They are big energies. They are voluminous. Like if someone like this comes into the room, they will instantly take the room. Like their energy is so big. Right? They will take up space. And they don't even have to say anything. Like they can just stand there and just take up this space. Like this one. He would also take up the space. He doesn't even have to say anything. So, and then someone walked away to This is past energy. Someone walked away, left the house, moved out, separated from something to found themselves. I feel like to reorganize, put back their puzzle piece, their foundation, to become so gathered, so well-rounded, so whole. Yeah, whole. Someone walked away to heal themselves, to become whole. Perhaps with soul retrieval, right? They walked away to do soul retrieval. Again, put back. They're healing themselves, basically. They're healing themselves. They want to build their foundation from scratch, perhaps. Maybe that's why they have been in the time master mode, because you go back and forth in time, perhaps. You go and heal something from the past. And when you heal something from the past, you will have new potential in the future. If you have linear thinking, right? That when you heal something in the past, it immediately affects the current and the future. So someone has been rebuilding or is going to rebuild. It's a new moon in Leo, right? New moon is always about new potential. New choices. Maybe the choice is to walk away, to heal, to become whole, to build your foundation again, to find a new footing, to find new friends, or find the tribe, where you belong. Someone could have been walking away to soul retrieve, to heal, being in the time master mode. That's probably why they stand there, they sit there. They're not moving, they're not engaging, unless some of this is well based or well founded. Let's see, some of the crown choices is usually about what's going on in their brain. So what are they thinking about? What could this open up? Goddess of the Moon is also transformational energy. Dealing with moon energy can be secrets, traumas, family secrets, unspoken stuff, right? The stuff that we are not proud of, the shame and guilt and things like that. So someone could have been, in, or is going to, is entering into this, and maybe that's what I said in the beginning. There's this. You take this deep breath before you jump in, right? You take this. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna seek out this therapist. I'm gonna dive in my. This could feel a bit like the what is that called? Purgatory, right? That you sit and you're surrounded by this purgatory fire here. That you have to feel it, or you have to engage in it. You have to get to know it. You have to find out what it is. You have to engage with the moon. You have to learn about it, and it could feel like purgatory, right? Or what we call the dark night of the soul, things like that. Soul retrieval is said to be the attempt to retrieve fragments of soul, not all at once, usually. If there has been a soul fragmentation early in your life, it's almost like an explosion. Something traumatic happens, your soul fragments into different pieces, and you can retrieve one at a time, you could say, and eventually put back this puzzle. But every time you retrieve, there's a reason why it explodes, or it kind of dissociates like that. It's because what you experienced was too big, right? It was way too intense. And that is one of the reasons why the fragmentation happens in the first place. It's because it becomes too much for the child to handle. So it fragments. And we are left with a partial soul. Like we are left with soul pieces, but not the whole, like the full element, or the full soul element. So these pieces that you retrieve back are, well, they usually come in with a sense of fear or shame or something, or guilt or anxiety or other stuff, because that's the reason why it fragmented in the first place. So instead of handling all at once, you now take one at a time to build it back together, right? That is the point of it. Let's have a look at this. 10 of Raphael, interesting. 10 of Raphael. It says here, this is a 10 card. Like, love and blessing fill your life, harmonious relationship with family members, happily ever after. This is like the 10 of Pentacles. Mixed with a 10 of Cups energy. This is a very blissful, harmonious life feeling, right? That you are with the ones that you care about. They care about you. It's very harmonious. It's very balanced. Interesting energy for a new moon here. It's like there's a new leadership here. Like that there's a new leadership coming in. The leadership can, of course, talk about, taking yourself seriously enough to walk away. Taking yourself seriously enough to choose to go and heal yourself. And say no to stuff, no matter how engaging it may seem like that you prioritize something more. That could be what this new moon is about, that there's this incoming wave, you could say, where people may choose a bit more solitude to seek. You could have a teacher, right? You could do this alone, you could do this with a practitioner, a teacher. Maybe you choose to travel somewhere. Maybe you want to sit in a Buddhist temple, or maybe someone has done this and you haven't heard from them. You're waiting for them to come back and engage. If they come back and engage, I probably would say that they're not the same. Like something has been changed about them. What journey they have been on here has changed them. They were prepared to walk away. Walking away can seem a bit unloving, right? That you just leave someone. But they're doing it to actually to love on themselves enough to heal themselves. That's what they're doing. And if you love them, I would say you should let them do that, right? You should let them go and find themselves. If you really care about their well-being, you should let them do that. You should let them find themselves. You should let them work on these puzzle retrievals here. And it takes time. And you can do nothing about it. As I said, maybe they will succeed in this lifetime, healing themselves, building this foundation. This is a big healer energy. And again, if this is a big healer energy, shouldn't we let them? Like they could have the potential of healing many people, helping many people. Shouldn't we let them become this? Maybe that's the point. Like maybe they can become a healer of relationships here. Maybe that is what they could actually bring forth. That they could help people have better relationships. The past card here, leap of faith. This is taking a chance. Leap of faith is like taking a chance. It says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. And again, like they are walking here. So maybe that's what they did. They had to walk their own, go on their own journey. Leap of faith. I feel like this is the zero card. This is like the Fool card. This is a new beginning. Leap of faith is, you know, like carpe diem. I tried anyway. That could be what this is also, that they have been healing something here to be able to engage in harmonious relationship, to trust again, to love again, to be able to do that. So the leap of faith is about bravery. It is about doing it anyway, doing it despite of, or taking a chance, risking something, trusting in an instinct or something here, and doing it even though others may say that this is not, you should be focusing on something else. They're doing it anyway. Again, a leap of faith can be you go against the stream. This can be something like potentially maybe choosing a partner which you would normally not have done, but you're doing it now because of this, because you have healed something here. You have put back a puzzle here. So the choice of partner is based on something else perhaps, which makes it more harmonious than it used to be. But it would be a leap of faith perhaps to go with something else. Choose something else. It says here, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. Do what gives you joy, right? So maybe it's not the same as, let's say, society. That joy is supposed to be something specific according to society, according to your friends, according to your family. Success or triumph or joy or fun or happiness is supposed to be something specific. Again, this could be engaging in a relationship. It could also be that you choose there could be something about the ability to overcome maybe a family dispute. to be able to sit here like him, not taking it in, not allowing it to, disturb your peace or something, to disturb your core in some way. Maybe you couldn't do that before, but now you can, right? Maybe there has been shame before, or guilt, or like very hurtful feelings. And someone could have been working on releasing that. Again, it doesn't necessarily say that this is love relationships. It just says family members. But the point is that it's a 10. This feels fulfilling for the person here involved. This is fulfilling, no matter what it is. Maybe you choose to be single. Like you don't want to get married, you don't want to have kids. That is the leap of faith, that you go maybe against that kind of stream. Maybe you want to be a globetrotter, right? So you choose to walk alone, maybe only with a four-legged friend here. Maybe that is your leap of faith, that you prefer relationships like that. That is a 10 for you, right? Again, a 10 is, it depends on who you are, what that 10 is. Maybe that's why they stand still. Maybe they're not taking further action. They want to, they want to prefer they're not budging with their life choices, because staying true to those life choices, this core feeling and wholeness, is what makes life a 10. That is the reason why they feel a 10 here. 10 can also indicate that you have come to an end of something, that you have finally overcome something. The rainbow is back, things like that. 10 is the final, or you could say that this could, I talked about triumph and success. This is a success. But maybe only in, like, for one, it is success. Whatever this life choice is success. It is the best choice for them. Not necessarily for those around them. I don't know. Maybe that's what the fuss is about here, that there's a big upheaval. But for them, they have found this peace. They have found this core. They have healed. They have gotten to, like these 10 of Raphael, this is also a big energy. To get to the 10, you have gone through all the other stuff. 10 is succeeding. That is the completion of something. You're ready now to maybe this leap of faith. Now you could say this leap of faith could be the walking away. Like the walking away could have been necessary or the standstill, the non-movement could be necessary for something else to understand that it actually like sometimes silence can speak volumes. The walking away, the leaving can speak volumes. The choice to leave can speak volumes. Both for the person that walks away, actually doing it, but also for those who are left behind. It was not an empty threat. They actually did it. They walked away. They left. They decided to work on themselves. It takes the time it takes. They are not in a hurry. Maybe someone else around them here is in a hurry. As I said, it's like the life we live is very hurrying. It's like we have to get, there's this understanding that we need to like experience as much as possible in this life. But this almost feels like someone has slowed down. They are in no hurry. As I said, for the Time Master, time doesn't exist. There is no limited lifespan. The life here on Earth is just a fraction of what they know about life and existence. It's a fraction. It's just a little. Whatever experience they have here on Earth is just a little. It's just this little. They have no hurry. There's nothing to. They're not missing out on anything. That's how they see the world. That's what this tells them. Right? It tells them that, again, Jesus is this energy, we would say it's beyond time, right? Jesus' energy is beyond time. There is no limited time span on Jesus. There probably was on his physical life, but his energy is like timeless. That's the point of it. Like that, there's this, and that's the same thing with the Time Master. These are very big energy. They're not limited to the human ego and linear time thinking. They go beyond that. That's how they think. That's what they believe in. That's what they know about themselves. So they are in no hurry. There's nothing to hurry about. But it's an interesting energy to have for a new moon in Leo. Sometimes if someone with strong Leo energy meets up with a person like this, I think it can be provocative. I think they can find it very strange, right? How can you just be so still? Like, why are you not doing anything? You should take action, right? You should do something. Leo is very productive, usually. It's about taking leadership. It's about getting stuff done. It's about building your career, getting this status, getting the money, show your worth to the world. Become the leader. Climb the ladder. Be seen in media, spotlight, fame, but also fun, right? Fun and excitement, and the more of it, the merrier. I just think that someone has actually almost turned this around and have found leadership in the still stand, or have found leadership in the quiet, or in the peace, or in the this is a very, this energy in the foundation, like in the root position. This is a very, it's a big energy, yeah, but it's calm. Again, you cannot, like, an energy like this cannot be overruled or shaken, or it's very solid and big. You cannot just overrule an energy like this. It's very robust and together, put together. It's well built. And I think the reason why this is well built is because these puzzle pieces have been gathered over maybe a long period of time, maybe years here. Maybe lifetimes, I don't know. But they have been gathered over a long period of time. Someone has taken their time here. Because time is not an issue. Time is not an issue with this. It's better to do it right than to do it in a hurry. Because what they wanted is this, like they wanted to succeed in some kind of area here. And I think it has to do with family. There's something about family harmonious relationship with family members. So that the trunk in the background, usually for me also, is about the deep roots of the tree, family tree. There's something about family members, family peace, perhaps, family peace, or family acceptance. Again, this could very much be, family drama, like that someone is sitting there with a lot of drama around them. There's a family drama, but sitting there being uninfluenced. It's like someone has this titanium shield, right? That no matter what happens around them, they are not really that like they don't lose their core. They don't lose their footing. They are calm and collected, No matter what is around them, no matter how terrible family you have, someone has been taking their time by walking away here to gather these pieces and building themselves, or someone will be doing this with this new moon. They're choosing to take this leadership into their own hand and go on this journey. So if they haven't done it, someone probably will. New moon is usually about new beginnings. So someone could be walking away doing this, choosing to do this, knowing the only way I can build this is by getting out of this turmoil. I need to get out of the turmoil, like get a distance to this. I needed to get away from it so that I can't hear it, and then I work on myself. And maybe someone has been doing this for a long time. They have gotten to a place where they are no longer influenced or overwhelmed by whatever is around them. They can sit now with the 10 of Raphael, the feeling that they are in charge of their life no matter what, and they are prepared at all times to walk away as they've done before. They can engage if they want to, but their core is so solid. They don't need this other person. They don't need them. They are already whole, you could say. They're already together. They're already like they're not clingy, and needy and things like that. And when that happens, it's like their vision is so much clearer, right? They know what they want, they know what they like, they are prioritizing the life that they want, whatever it is. They will not be held back by others. They are willing, as I say, they will leave if they feel like that's what they want to do. that is the 10 for them here. That is harmony for them. A balanced relationship. Maybe we talk about that the family members finally understand that they are an independent person, perhaps, and they make independent choices. And maybe there's finally harmony about that. Maybe that's 10 for them. Like that is the 10. The fulfillment. Maybe we talk about respect, right? That finally there is a respect. You know, finally there is an understanding that someone is mature enough to make their own choices. Someone will leave. They're ready to leave here, to fly off if they want to. They don't want to be surrounded by all kinds of enmeshed, angry or aggressive energy. Someone has been dealing with their, you could say, pain maybe, of some kind, fears or pain. So someone could have been dealing with that, and for them the new moon in Leo will bring maybe this leap of faith, right? That they go on alone to do something. They move out, as I say. They start this new education. They start this new job. There's a respect now from family members, perhaps. You know, maybe family is not holding them back, or, you know, that there could be some obligations that they have freed themselves from, and they are now ready to go on this new journey, or this school starts. Maybe they join the army, as I said. Maybe the family didn't like that. That was maybe the problem here. But they stand firm on their choice. It's their life. They were given life, yes, but it's their life to live. And again, the Time Master, it's no big deal. If you believe in reincarnation, if you believe in eternal life, that your soul has eternal life, your body has a limited lifespan, but your soul has eternal life, then there is no hurry. If you don't believe in that, yeah, then you have this limited lifespan where you have to get everything done. But again, if someone has an awareness like this, and this is how they live their life, hurrying will not help. Hurrying is a nuisance. Putting restrictions on them, forcing them, that's just going to be annoying for them. So, well, it depends on who you're dealing with, right? I don't know if you can see yourself on either side of this story. Being the one who walked away, choosing to heal themselves, or you're the one who's watching someone walk away. And hating it, feeling left behind, abandoned, you know, things like that. But that I would also say, if you do feel like that, you probably also have to look at yourself, right? When someone chooses themselves to heal themselves, I think that is a life choice that anyone should be able to make if they want to. And then I'm pretty aware. I know that sometimes walking away means that someone else is unhappy. But if you stay, the one who walked away here, maybe they were very unhappy when they stayed. Someone was happy, someone was very unhappy. Now they walked away to heal themselves. This one is now unhappy. You know, sometimes we cannot make everybody happy and be happy at the same time. If we truly love someone, we should set them free. At least we should let them know that it's all right if they want to go here, if there's something they have to figure out. You can still love them. But this idea of owning others, right? That we have the lead, that we can push our children, or we can push our friends or our loved ones, and they should be following our lead, is probably a bit immature. Because, like, who gave you the leadership in the first place? Like, why couldn't they be in charge? And you were the one following. Relationships is a two-way stream, right? There has to be a certain level of respect and understanding about the differences. But this is what I have. Someone has been doing a very thorough job because they wanted they wanted to succeed here. So someone, by walking away, did take leadership. Like, they did choose, maybe not to run a company, maybe not to stand in the spotlight, but it's still leadership. It's leadership for themselves. It's their own leadership. They choose to work on certain qualities here. Healer energy is moon energy. It's a feminine energy. Healer energy is feminine. Moon energy. Someone has been working on feminine energy here in their foundation. Compassion, understanding, love, self-care, self-love, loving others, respecting and loving others, having compassion. Someone has been working on these energies here for themselves, but also for the world. Coming back perhaps with family members here, with a totally different energy. They can now stand with these other family members and feeling peace around them. Not getting... There's respect about it now. Right? That there's... They can never be a pushover or something like that. You know? But it's because it's well known now, right? That if they're not treated right, you could say, or if they're not treated with respect, they just take off, right? They don't have to apologize. They don't have to explain themselves. It's whether you treat them right. You could say they have integrity now. They know their own boundaries. They are asking for respect. They are asking for for others to accept their worldviews or their standpoints, or because they do the same with you. Again, this is like Jesus energy. They will treat you well if you treat them well. But if you're not doing it, again, I believe that Jesus, for instance, his words, you could say, his preaching or his words to the people around him, he would not try to force his beliefs on anyone. He would tell you in a calm, collected manner what he felt that God was saying to him. Those who liked it, they became his followers. Those who did not like it, they walked away from him. But he would not run after them and claiming them to come back, right? He would appeal to those who would naturally like him, naturally like the message. He wouldn't force anyone to join him. He would speak his mind, his peace here. And if people liked it, they would naturally follow him. He's a natural leader, this guy, right? This is a natural leader. He doesn't need a marketing team because he doesn't care about it. Again, there's no time span on this. It doesn't matter. It's not about this lifetime. It's about the energy being present on earth, right? It's about that it's here. It's available. It doesn't matter for how long. It doesn't matter for this is an energy that appeals to certain things in people, right? It appeals to love in people, not power. It appeals to certain things. There's no hurry. Because it doesn't die. Like it has no. We know about life on Earth that usually it has lifespans. Civilizations have had lifespans. Ice ages have lifespans. Sometimes it's millions of years, but usually it changes over time. Something that Earth controls and is in charge of. And then sometimes we have had these meteors or something from outer space that suddenly had an impact on something. That's how the dinosaurs died, right? There was a lifespan of something. The civilization we have currently will probably also die at some point, and there will be a new one, or something else comes along. So what we know now is just a fraction of time. It's with this energy, it's like it doesn't matter. Eventually it changes. What is currently here will not be forever. That is at least one thing we know about our Earth, is that the linear time thinking tells us that we have a long storyline. We have the ability to date back bones and from excavations, and we say that they are millions of years old. That's how time or life makes sense to our brain, that there has been something before us and there will be something after us. That is how we understand time best. But one thing that we do know is that we do have a limited lifespan. Humans live for a certain period of time, the butterfly maybe only for a few weeks, or some of them only live 24 hours. Then you have to get the most out of it, perhaps. I think most people think that we have to get the most out of what we can in this life. Animals live for a certain period of time. We have trees that live for several thousands of years, or they can live for that long. We have plants that live for only a few weeks or maybe months, and then they die again, or they are eaten. Lifespan on Earth varies depending on what species you belong to. But one thing is for sure, what we know about biological life is that it starts, it's birthed, and it dies. So there is a limited time span, and therefore sometimes it seems like there's a hurrying. This though feels kind of the opposite. It feels like there's no hurrying. That's why they sit here. There's no reason to hurry. I guess some of the gurus, the Buddhist gurus, they sit like this. There's no reason to hurry. There's no reason to get a lot of stuff done. They find it better to sit like this. This is more in tune with their harmony. It's more in tune with the life they want to live and the life choices that they want to have. It's leadership, it's internal leadership, which Leo is about leadership. But usually we understand leadership as an outer thing, like we become a leader of a company, we lead other people. Jesus was a leader of people, but mostly he was internally led by something. People are led by their own passion for something. So if they are passionate about baking, they build their own bakery, right? Or if they are passionate about children, they become involved in school teachers or camp leaders or something like that. If you are passionate about building something, you could become an engineer, right? So passion can lead the way. The inner voice or worth can lead the way. No matter how much turmoil is around, someone could stand in it's a bit like someone standing in the eye of the hurricane. That there's so much turmoil going on around you, but the one standing in the middle, it's peaceful and calm there. Nothing is really happening there. That's what I feel like with this card. It's someone who can stand in the midst of this fire. So much turmoil, right? In the midst of the war zone. And they're just, okay, there. They're not frightened. They don't worry. There is no worry, because time for someone who is beyond time, like there is no time that limits them. That the soul is eternal. If that is what you believe in, if that is how your mind is ruled, that this is the foundation you have, that there is this inner core that knows that you are eternal. if that is what all of you exudes, it's probably easier to sit like that. The soul can incarnate again. Doesn't really matter. The soul itself is never hurt by the existence here on earth. The body is, our emotions and so on. We can, that part of us can be affected here. And our ego can be affected. The soul doesn't feel pain in that way. It realizes it. It understands it. It learns from the experience. But it itself is not in a... The soul itself is not, never in trouble. It can come back again, have a new life, try again, or try something new next time. Someone could be sitting here with this feeling, like they know that, well, this is a life and I am the leader of it, so I choose what I want to be part of. I choose what I want to engage in. I choose the people around me. I choose, or even if you don't have necessarily I choose when to be attached to something and not. I choose to where I want to be involved or not. Maybe I choose not to be involved at all, like personally, emotionally involved at all, because that is my 10 here. That is how I go through life most harmoniously. It's still a choice, like it's a choice for the person. Maybe others don't understand it, they don't get it, but it's because it's not their choice. They choose something else. Okay, one more card. Can we get just one more card on this? Yeah. So I get root chakra here. And I do want to say that, yeah, that this is probably, this makes sense, right? Because it all depends on the root. It all depends on the foundation. It all depends on, like, the core beliefs. It all depends on the integrity, the self-worth, the kindness you show yourself, the understanding you show yourself, your own inner leadership. The own inner leadership comes from the root. So if our root is out of balance in some way, or you have been overwhelmed or abused or something, then it's so difficult to stand firmly in life, right? To have inner leadership. This Leo, this new moon in Leo can kind of highlight this, that maybe you feel like this new moon is showing you that you lack this inner leadership and you need it back, right? It could be that maybe you realize that if you have been working with something like this for a long time, perhaps you're realizing it's actually emerging. It's actually here. It's like I see it now, right? I feel it's here now. I feel more confident. I feel more integrity. I feel I'm not thrown over that easily. I'm not a doormat anymore. I'm also not treated like one. I can see that my leadership has arrived. I have no problem with making decisions. I don't feel guilty. I don't owe anyone anything, you know. I stand firmly as my own person. I'm independent here. I don't need anyone else to, you know, I'm prepared to walk away if I'm fine with walking away. I don't care about walking away. It could be those around you though who have a hard time with it. They don't understand it, right? They don't understand why you would want to walk away or why someone would want to choose this life. Yeah, it's because it's not harmonious for them. They had other expectations of you. They don't like perhaps that you have inner leadership. They preferred that you didn't have inner leadership, that you were led by them. But this new moon in Leo is a perfect time to try to manifest inner leadership. The root here. What is it you truly want, right? What is it that is the 10 for you here? In regards to maybe your role in the family, what expectations can be made with and around you from and to family. Of course, it could be, let's say you have family, you have children, you have a wife, you have a husband. What kind of relationship is it? Maybe you want to get out of that one because it's not right. You're willing to walk away here. You're willing to try something else. Maybe you realize that the relationships you have around you, friends, family, loved ones, or even romantic partners, that it's not love-based, right? It has been ruled by, you know, old patterns of shame or guilt or power dynamics or something like that. That it has nothing to do with love. And as long as you are in dynamics like this, you can never be whole and feel safe or, you know, being okay with yourself. You cannot have your own inner leadership. That people will question your choices. That they will disregard them. That they will look down on you, you know. If they are doing that, they are not allowing you to have your own leadership. They're not allowing you to test yourself, to have that leap of faith, to go out there. These loving, kind relationships here are also supportive, right? They would support you to take a leap of faith. They would encourage you. And if you fail for some reason, they will be there, right? They will stand by you. They will say, okay, never mind, you will have another go, you will have another chance, you know. But the root is, like the root chakra is important. Like I've talked about the core a lot. This idea of you need to know who you are at the core and what makes you happy, because what makes you happy is not necessarily what society dictates or what your family tradition dictates. It's not necessarily, I'm not saying it makes everything easier, probably not, but the inner leadership, no matter whether you actually feel like you're taking in the wrong direction, I find that for my own journey has led me through a realization that I probably had to re-engage with more feminine energy. But feminine energy is regarded as weaker and slower and more vulnerable in society. So I have found this difficult. It's easier to be the warrior, like the strong one, the one who has the armor up. That is kind of, it's easier to navigate society when you are kind of prepared and ready to fight. Becoming more soft and compassionate and sensitive, it's more vulnerable. And I felt that, am I actually on the right track? I have been questioning myself that for a long time, because I didn't feel that it was probably that helpful, you know. But it's part of my own inner leadership. I had to become reacquainted with that again, to find my peace. My peace is with this. And I get a kind of similar energy here, that you have to find what is that peace, what is that glow, right? That you have to re-engage with that glow right here, this glow here, that inner core glow. So root is important, like the foundation. You could have had a terrible one. Your childhood could have been terrible. But that makes it even more important to look to heal these root elements. Root is part of the trunk also. I said, like family. Family is difficult. It can be beautiful, but it can also be extremely difficult and very hurtful, or aggressive or violent. It can be beautiful and very supportive and very loving, but it all depends on this, right? It depends on what you feel there. The ground and center here. It's very important for how you engage with life, how you see yourself. And when someone else has drama, it doesn't have to mean that you have to engage with it. You can listen to it. You can understand their predicament, their problem perhaps, but it doesn't have to, you don't have to take it in. You don't have to take part in it. You don't have to let it become yours. Maybe it's part of their life lesson, right? That they have to figure this out on their own. That they have to learn about this, how to master this on their own. I get independency with this, like I get someone becoming more independent from perhaps a very tumultuous energy, I feel like, that has been around. Like maybe it's still there, you know, maybe it's still there. You know, it's still engaging in the same way. It has a certain pattern, it stays the same. But you, or the one here, it's like they have this titanium shield, right? And that speaks volumes, I feel like. It sometimes being calm and collected speaks volumes. That you're not reacting, you're not engaging, you're not getting caught in it, you're not drawn into it. You stay on your own, in your own path. You know? When you stay in your own path, you don't get enmeshed with it. Like you're not blending with it. This one is not blending. He stays the same. Like he stays in his own energy. I think people would like to blend with him, but he doesn't blend. Like if he blends with other people, he cannot be Jesus. Like his light, his center light, his ground center light will become polluted or not the same. Like if he blends with others, his core is not the same. He has to stay independent. He has to stay him. That is one of the reasons why he can heal, is because he stays with his God voice. He stays with his God center. So again, I just said it, if he would enmesh all the time, he cannot be that healer. I've said before also with a warrior or a hero, like the hero, if he is very much in love with someone, this love connection is his vulnerability. He cannot be as this is his pain. If he is in love with someone, if a hero is in love with someone, this love connection is his pain. It is his wound. It is his primary place of vulnerability. Maybe he himself is not hurt, but if his loved one is captured and tortured, it could bring him to his knees, right? He would put his sword down to rescue this one, so he cannot fight anymore. When someone is a hero or when someone is a healer like this, they cannot be too closely engaged with others. If they are, they cannot heal, right? They have to stay true to their voice, like their center has to be unaffected in some way. Otherwise, they can't be as strong. Like the healing energy cannot be that strong. The warrior energy cannot be that strong. They're vulnerable then. They have to stick with the core. That is the Bible. This is the dogma. That is the home, right? The more they get polluted or enmeshed with something else, the more problematic the core becomes. So we can either like this or hate it, but it's probably one of the reasons why some people stay single, why some people stay engaged more with their job and not their family life. You know, they choose this more than the family life because they are a CEO of a company and it requires certain things of them. Being this hero-like or Jesus light, I don't think that it's that easy necessary. I don't think that it comes with a sacrifice. That the light, the core center comes with a sense of a sacrifice. If I have to stay true to it, I probably have to sacrifice close relationships. I can't have that. Not if I want to stay true to this core, this passion or this life mission or this goal, life goal. Then I can't at the same time be highly involved with my family and attached. I have to make a sacrifice or I have to make a choice. To others, it may seem like it's a sacrifice, that it's a problem. But for those involved here, maybe it isn't. It's a natural choice. It's a natural thing that comes with this territory. But others may not get it, right? Others around here, they may not get it. They become furious, they become angry, they become disappointed or bitter, or they become furious, perhaps. But that is maybe, you could say, the It's necessary. It's necessary. I've said before, a brilliant surgeon, a brilliant heart surgeon, it's probably better that he is not that enmeshed with his patients, because then he couldn't perform the surgery. His tears would roll down his cheeks while he was with a shaking hand cutting in the body. We don't want that. Actually, we would prefer the cold surgeon with precision, who is unattached to us. We need him to be that. That is how he can make this brilliant operation. That is why he is a skilled surgeon. We don't want him to hold our hand and cry with us and worry with us. We want him to be focused. We want him to be brilliant. But then we must also allow him not to enmesh with us. Right? That he has to stay detached. We say that some of the chief of staff, you know, the chief of staff, surgeons or doctors, they can come across a bit cold perhaps. But I would say that we should probably prefer that. Like, that is one of the reasons why they can do their brilliant job. It's because they are not enmeshed with us. They don't worry with us. They are technical. They're scientific. They stay in that zone. They have to stay in that zone to be brilliant. If they would constantly, every time they go into surgery, if they would break down and cry on behalf of the patient, we would never get that heart surgery done, would we? Sometimes we need them to be like that. A firefighter has to keep calm and collected while he is dealing with the fire. He cannot become anxious and fearful and everything while he is in there. Then this fiery monster will kill him. He has to, be brilliant in there, right? He has to be, for his own sake, for his own safety, and for the safety of those he may be rescuing in there. We need him to be brilliant, right? We need him to be cold and collected and focused and disciplined. We need him to not be overwhelmed. We need him to be the hero, right? And sometimes we have to allow people to be the heroes then, though it means that they can never be close to us. They can never be enmeshed with us. You know? Even if these are our children, we have to understand that we have to let them be this. If they want to become brilliant at something here, we have to let them. We have to let them become Leos. We have to let them become the top of the class. Like the one in charge. Like, we have to let them be this. I'm not saying it's easy to be close to someone like, if you're married to someone like that, it's probably not that easy, that work always comes first, or, that you're always second, or the children are always second or third or fourth. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that sometimes we have to look at this differently to understand them and the choices they make. The choice they make is to become big here. When someone is on the brink of becoming big, climbing that ladder, they probably detach more, because that's what it requires to be there. It's said that top management it can be cold on this peak, right, of the mountain. It can be a cold environment because everything is it's very masculine, right? It's very focused, disciplined, structured. No emotions here. No emotions allowed. It's very goal-oriented, very solution-oriented. It has to be. Top management sometimes have to make very harsh decisions. Maybe people are laid off. The economy is not what it should be. Sometimes they have to make very clear-cut decisions, living with the knowledge that many people are now unemployed and how many people it will affect, but they have to do it anyway. Leadership doesn't come with only praise and glory. It comes with other things too. But someone is doing something here to heal themselves, to have that inner leadership, become more collected with their own energy. Having maybe dealt with some traumatic things, who have left them wounded or, sad or anxious or fearful. And this new moon in Leo can open a new door, right? That maybe you take this leap of faith. You are doing something new. You are attempting something new. Maybe the family around you finally gets it, right? Maybe they finally get you. Or you have shown them your independence, right? You have shown them by walking away, you have shown them that that you're prepared to do what it takes. Or you have shown them that that you are ready. Maybe there is more of a supporting energy. Maybe there is a more calm energy here now. They see you differently. You were prepared to leave. Right? You were prepared to leave. So they are looking at you differently now. Maybe they have a little more respect. Maybe they see you as a more of an individual. That you are more of an independent person, or that you have independent needs that they didn't get. They didn't understand them. But now maybe they do. It is a 10 here. So I feel like there's something that is completed, or that the completion is now here for this new moon to come in and open a new door. Right? That finally something has completed. From now on, our relationship is different. From now on, there's more, we have independent leadership. Right? From now on, our relationship is different. From now on, there's a new voice around. There's a new roar. There's a new maturity, maybe. There's a new understanding. There are new values, perhaps. Depending on where you are in your life. If you are a very young person, a young energy, on the move, or whether you are a person that is an elderly person. Again, new life choices. Maybe this talks about you are moving into a care facility, right? It is a new life. It will be a different kind of life. It affects the fire in us. Yeah, this is what I have. I hope this helped somehow. Take care of yourself, everybody out there. As always, I send you love and light. Bye bye.